Now, in the last few days, we've been getting you several reports from the city of Bengaluru about beds, hospital beds not being available for the people of the city. There's now a massive racket that's come to light in the city, and something, according to BJP MP Tejasvi Surya, that the BBMP was also responsible for. Now, the information that's been picked up is that this is a bribe for beds racket that's been unearthed in BBMP controlled hospitals. Since the last 15 days, anyone who calls BBMP for beds was told that no beds are available, including oxygen as well as ICU beds. BJP MP Tejasvi Surya, other BJP MLAs rushed to the South BBMP war room after they found that these local officials were in nexus with outside agents and they were collecting bribes to allot beds under government quota. The BJP leaders found that no beds were available anywhere in the city because BBMP officials booked beds under asymptomatic home isolation patients' names. The Karnataka government, since the start of the second COVID wave, had set up a BBMP zone-wise war room to allot beds where the government pays for treatment. 50% of the beds reserved at private hospitals have been in fact kept for the same. Tejasvi Surya has also dialed now former Infosys chief Nandan Nilekani for help in scam-proofing the BBMP's bed allocation software.
It has been allotted at the first instance to a person who is asymptomatic and is under home isolation. He is not even informed about it. Who don't need the bed, who is under home isolation. And in the 12 hours that he has from the time of allotment to the time of admission, if he does not get himself admitted, the bed becomes auto unblocked. Like that, there are 4,000 instances, which means 4,000 beds were unnecessarily blocked in the name of people who did not want the bed, while there are people who are waiting outside for one hospital bed.
Let me take this across now to Nagarjun Dwarkanath, who's joining us live from Bengaluru. Nagarjun, what's the action that's been taken really by the officials on this expose by Tejasvi Surya and other BJP leaders? And I'm not just talking about action against the outside agents, but also those within the BBMP who were a part of this racket.
Tejasvi Surya and other MLAs met the Chief Minister last evening. Chief Minister spoke to the Bangalore Police Commissioner. An FIR has been filed in Jayanagar Police and now transferred to the City Crime Branch so that it could have a detailed probe. Within 24 hours, 2 people have been arrested from the ward room in the South Zone where they were found guilty of taking 1 lakh bribe to book 2 oxygen beds is what we are told. So both of them have been taken into custody by the police. Meanwhile, Tejasvi Surya is in talks with Nandan Nilekani of Infosys to revamp the whole system of software of bed allocation so that there would be minimum manual intervention here and the software and the artificial intelligence can take over. What the BJP MP found that 4,000 odd beds were booked in the last 1 month under asymptomatic people and then sold to the symptomatic people for the highest bidder in a span of 12 hours, and that's the reason why anyone who calls BBMP war room for a bed booking, all they could hear is the beds are unavailable completely in Bengaluru. We have seen and reported so many cases that people had to leave Bangalore to other districts in search of bed, and now they have realized that the main problem were because of the war room people in nexus with outside aid.
And let's hope that now this has come to light, people get easier access to hospital beds. Thanks, Nagarjun, for joining us with those details. This really is the problem. We've been getting in multiple reports of how this pandemic is being used by some to get some sort of a